Way it works, right, Nancy? If you got head dudes have to go and do it, head person. Ready to record? All right, good evening and welcome to the April 28th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. It is 6:30 p.m. We're on the third floor of the Town Hall Council Chambers. Would you please stand for a moment of silent prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance? Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor St. John.
Here.
Mrs. Miller. Here. Mr. Grumney. Absent. Mrs. Crawford. Here. Mr. Stotterman is absent. And Mr. Long.
Here.
For present, we have quorum.
All right, the first item on the agenda is the adoption of the Planning and Zoning Commission rules. Are there any questions related to the rules?
To approve the rules.
Got a motion by Mrs. Miller, second by Mrs. Crawford. Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor St. John.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
4 yeas, motion approved.
Next, one of the rules is that we elect officers and however you would like to do that.
I nominate Joe St. John for chair.
Sure, I'll accept the first. Thanks.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Miller. Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Long.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor St. John.
Yes.
4 yeas, motion approved.
All right, next for vice chair. Is anyone interested in serving as vice chair? I think we can nominate people who aren't here as well.
Fair game.
Yeah, as vice chair, heavy role on the planning and zoning. But is anyone interested in serving? Mrs. Miller, are you interested?
I will do it if you promise never to be gone.
I nominate Mrs. Miller. We have a second by Mrs. Crawford. Discussion? Roll call.
Mayor St. John.
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mrs. Miller. Mr. Long.
Yes.
4 yeas, motion approved.
Great, good deal. Final plat approval, Price Ponds Phase 4 and 5. Final plat approval for the final 2 phases of Price Ponds, including 32 homes in Phase 4 and 70 in Phase 5. And we have Mr. Curtis Brill from EMH&T representing Pulte Homes. Would you mind coming up to the microphone and introducing the topic, please?
Good evening, Commission. So I'm Curtis Brill with EMH&T. Thanks for the introduction there. Here for the final plats for section 4 and 5 of Price Ponds. So those are gearing up for construction. We have the final plats up for your consideration. It should be pretty straightforward if you're familiar with the existing development, but I can answer any questions if you have any on those.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, go ahead.
One change or difference I see is the inside of the loop. These lots don't have numbers, do they? There was a reserve F in the preliminary and now there are these added lots?
I can speak to that.
Thank you.
So we did in final engineering revise a location of probably total about 3 of the lots. And took lots away from section 5, which had needed additional room for floodplain storage, and reshaped section 4 to accommodate the displaced lots. So we coordinated with the planning department. We have the same total number of lots, so there's no deviation on the total number of lots from the initial approval. And the rest of the items kind of pertaining to that, the engineering changes are being reviewed administratively.
Ask staff as well about that. Staff, could you give your perspective? I know you sent out an email, Alex, before the meeting related to some administrative decisions that were made. Can you maybe reference just the change order?
Yeah.
What changed?
So, changing, as you noticed, the change in section 4, I believe it's inside of Fairway Loop. That used to be all green space with the relocated home in there. Half of it, I believe the north side has a home, the south side is still a reserve, and then it opened up the open space directly to the southeast of that as well. Because of that relocated home from section 5. And I believe that was the only change in section 5 was that home leaving, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and in section 4, like you said, the green space move, there's a little bit more of the trees and screening remaining on the property line. So it kind of shifted the green space from being inside of the loop to more of the open space being, along the perimeter of the property.
Thank you for that note. And for clarification, that 0.156 acres open green space and not a lot.
Yeah, on the south portion. Yeah,
Inside corner.
yes, that one. Yep, that one is open space. You can barely see it, but I believe it says, refer to letter E on the right side, which pertains to open space and preserve.
Thank you for that clarification.
Any other comments or questions for the applicant or for staff? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Miller. Discussion? Roll call?
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
4 yeas, motion approved.
Final approval for this neighborhood, right?
Yes, section 5 is the last phase of development, so that's includes the Price Pond development, I suppose.
Yeah. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah. Thank you. We'd love to build more in Sunbury, I'm sure.
Thank you, Curtis.
You have.
Take care. All right. We are on to the visitor section. Are there any visitors out there? Roaring crowd. Don't all come up at once. Okay, we are on to the approval of the minutes, March 24th, 2025. I'll make a motion.
Second it.
Second by Mr. Long. Discussion. Roll call.
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford, Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
4 yeas, motion approved.
Next, we're on to the zoning report. Alex?
Thank you, Mayor. It's just an update. We are working on our zoning code working group. We have all our members confirmed, including Mrs. Miller here, Cindy Cooper from council, and then our consultant and city staff will all be a part of that working group. We're actively planning our first meeting, so we should be getting the ball rolling on a monthly or bi-monthly meetings here shortly to start that. We have been reached out to by developers specifically looking at development over by the new I-71 exit Sunbury Parkway. So I did email, I believe in my email earlier this week, I sent the Sunbury Parkway plan. So just kind of keep that on your mind, keep what we're intending for uses over there, the zoning districts over there, as we'll have people coming in and kind of presenting on those topics, but we don't have official zoning districts yet. They're being worked on in that zoning code update. So just keep in mind what exactly we were planning for that area over there when these developers do come in, because we'll kind of try to work with them to get it approved based on what we're looking to do over there, not necessarily what is over there at the moment. So, and then we have offered multiple summer internships to 2 individuals. One is accepted. She is currently, she's at Ohio State and currently abroad over in Europe. Don't know the exact country for a class. When she comes back, she will be starting. And then we have a call this week with a second. So I'm expecting to have 2 internships as well. So you'll probably meet them over the summer. This month, we had 17 total zoning certificates, 11 new builds, and then 39 occupancy permits. Occupancy permits were high because Pulte's been keeping them and sending a bunch of them all at once rather than sending them as they come now, which kind of works out better for both of us. But as you can see, that number is significantly higher than the past few years. And then as far as zoning certificates and new builds go, we're kind of right on pace with what we typically are, a little below. But we have less developments coming on and subdivisions coming on right now that aren't named Pulte. So it's a little harder for them to make more houses and keep up with our turn trajectory. And then as you can see, the subdivision build out, Sunbury Meadows and Miller's Cove have fully been built. I put those in here just as this will be the last zoning report that they're in, as they are fully built out. So we'll add in Eagle Creek Highlands will join here, and then Woodland Lake will come in as well as they begin working out over there. So we'll have 2 new subdivisions coming in and 2 leaving. And then units developed this month is just all of our single family new builds, 11, and we are up to 41 currently on the year. So with that, any zoning building questions at all?
Questions for Mr. Blankenship? Thank you, sir. All right, next item, discussion, new business, Mr. Long. Any new business or anything you'd like to discuss?
No.
Okay, Mrs. Miller? Mrs. Crawford? The only other item I wanted to mention is flush mount utility markings. Is there, we discussed that in this meeting, correct? I didn't see it reflected in the minutes, but I'm just gonna make sure it gets in there this time. All right, what's the latest?
So we did find at least a visual aid for a flush mount marking device for fiber. It is something that we can specify in our permits. So right now, what we need to do is make sure for Columbia Gas and basically any right-of-way permit that comes in, they're aware that we do not permit any vertical markers unless it's required by law. So that will be our stance. We don't have it in any of our documentation yet, but I am looking for it when the right-of-way permits are being reviewed.
That's for fiber only.
No, it'll be for fiber, it'll be for gas. We'll make it a statement on anything as far as any markers that would be permanent out in the field. Gas and fiber are the 2 that come to mind though.
But retroactive, the ones that are already vertical. Can we say when they replace them, they have to?
Yep, so whenever they have a replacement, that's working the right of way, so they'll have to have a permit for it, and when they come back, we'll let them know we will not allow those in the future.
In the meantime, this is a joke. I just want to preface, we can decorate them, you know, or something like
The
that.
candy canes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, they make cell phone towers that look like trees,
Exactly.
so why not? You know, utility markings. This was a joke. Anybody who's watching, thank you. All right, that's all I had. All right, next meeting date, and you proposed the date. I think it was a Tuesday.
I proposed the Thursday. I did clarify with Daryl that Tuesday could potentially be open if it works better for the group. I know Mrs. Miller won't be available any of the proposed days, so depending on if we have quorum or not, I'll send out a poll to everybody and we'll just do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If we can't get a quorum on any of those days, we'll look outside of that. But just wary of pushing the meeting more than a week before or a week after. But if we need to, we can look at that as well.
The 27th through the 29th.
Yes. Yep.
And Mrs. Vice Chair will not be available for this.
No, she will not.
It's gonna be at Key Hawk.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so fun. You've had a great year. Nice.
That's what retirement does.
If you plan right. Good for you. All right. Next item is, we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
We've got a motion and a second. Motion by Mrs. Crawford, second by Mr. Long. Discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Long? Mayor St. John?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
4 yeas, we are adjourned.
Thank you.